Once a year, the working class heroes of the motorsports world gather under picture-perfect indoor conditions to test their will against the track and trade a little paint with their toughest opponents. But for those of us who put it on the line, that run-what-you-brung attitude is in the blood. Welcome to the 2020 Tuff Truck Championship here inside the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Getting ready for two awesome races set to unfold. We look back at last year, it was Gary Greene blistering this track, putting himself in both final round matchups with Trevor Myers, who was also in both final rounds. Trevor took the win at show number 2, but Gary Greene won show number 1. And with Trevor not returning in 2020, Gary Greene comes into this year with a big target on his back, but he's joined by his Team Greene cohorts, 3 of them. That being Corey Pappins, Joshua Johnson, and Tanner Grove, all out of the Keystone State. Believe me, these guys will not only serve to block for each other throughout this bracket, but anytime they get on the track together, it is going to be Katie bar the door. It should be an awesome afternoon of action as we're going to get underway with round 1 highlights. But standing by right now with more on what's going on in the Team Greene pits is my colleague, Tim Howard.
All right, guys, here we are at the Tuff Truck Nationals in Harrisburg, PA. We're here with Gary Greene, last year's winner. Gary, man, you put down a hell of a run last year. What do you got for him this year? Any special tricks up your sleeve, maybe?
Well, we're going to try to get a good run in this year. Just built a new Jeep this year, so everything's new, everything's fresh. Going to try to keep it clean, keep it fast, and consistent. That was the biggest thing last year, is just staying consistent. Yep. So going to get out here, try to make some good passes, good runs, and keep it wide open.
I mean, we really are going to wish you a lot of luck. We got 2 cameras going to be on you today, so if you do happen to flip it over or do anything trying to get that little extra half a second in there, we will get you on film today. I'm going to come back after the first round and have another little chat with you, see how you're doing. Is that all right?
That sounds good to me.
All right, man. Good luck again.
Thank you.
Always good to have Tim Howard out here, especially with the Tuff Trucks, former Tuff Truck racer himself. First round matchup, we're going to show you some highlights now, give you an idea how the track's laid out. The far lane in the white Jeep, that's our buddy Charlie Wagner of Midnight Madness 4x4. Good to see him out here racing. He's side by side with the green Jeep of Zachary Graybeal. Zachary, if you're familiar with Tuff Trucks for years, ran a red Jeep that he put a hurting on, rolled that thing over at least twice that I can remember. Had a gold Jeep out here last year and had all kinds of mechanical problems with it. You can see as Wagner navigates the chicane how tight it is over there, and you can see some shiny spots on the track, so still a lot of moisture up on the surface, making it very slick, and that water would come up to bite Zachary Graybeal, and you'll see you can't hit any of the barrels or the cone. It's automatic disqualification. That would be the end of show number 1 for Zachary Graybeal. Wagner moves on. Next matchup, Tucker Fisher side by side with Tanner Grove. The red and blue Jeep, that is Tucker Fisher. Tanner Grove getting bound up over there in the chicane, but Tucker Fisher would end up being his own worst enemy all over the track. As the Team Greene Jeep has trouble getting away, this was Fisher's to lose at this point, and he did so. You got to go through the chicane, not around it. Team Greene gets another one. Through to the next round now. Kyle Stanley had this. A little bit of drama in the tunnel. As we listen in, he's down to 15 seconds. You hear the Jeep fire up. Close the hood, and he rolls out just in time to make it to the starting line, and it was a lot of work for nothing because you see the truck rolling in behind him. That is Gary Greene, and it was all Gary Greene. Kyle Stanley laying down a good run, but when he got to the chicane, he got bound up. Gary Greene would go on to finish this run and put Team Greene 2 into the second round. Again, dealing with a very, very slick track in round number 1, but for a new Jeep, it's looking awesome. Now you see police lights. That means Bill Woods is on the track, and he's next to Tyler Cox. The last time we saw Tyler Cox, he was was using the roof of his old Jeep as a couch, so hopefully he's got a roll cage in there this year as Bill Woods goes to work on this track, one of the best in the country. Tyler Cox bound up in the chicane, didn't do too bad, but a little bit slow, and Bill Woods is not one who's usually slow through the technical sections of the track. Again, one of the toughest tough truckers in the country. Bill Woods motoring on home to take a win over Tyler Cox. Silver Jeep, Chris Wolf taking on Matt Boyer. Matt, one of the toughest out of the whole 5-speed transmission, gets him off the line very, very quickly, and he's a very consistent racer. Gave Chris Wolf quite a run. Wolf not looking too bad, but it wasn't enough to take down the wild man, Matt Boyer, out of Palmyra, Pennsylvania. Matt Boyer looking real, real strong in round number 1, and he'll carry that momentum on into the quarterfinals. Up next, pair of Team Greene trucks. I said these guys would go at each other pretty hard if they ever got on the track together. Well, Josh Johnson didn't even get a chance to. Corey Pappas having problems with his truck, keeping it in 4-wheel drive, stalls it in this corner right here, and just cannot get the thing to cooperate with him. Josh Johnson moves on to the quarterfinal round with an easy victory over teammate Corey Pappas. A disappointment for him right there. Now the wildest matchup of round number 1. You see that orange Jeep in the far lane? That's Leon Hostetter. Leon out of Palmyra, Pennsylvania as well. They tend to make him wild out of there. Now he's already mowed over the cone. He's DQ'd. He doesn't even know it. Now he's got a barrel trapped under the front of the truck, and he doesn't know that either. Probably just wondering why it won't track straight as he takes a big old chunk out of the wall. Surprised that thing didn't either crush or high side. As you can tell, that Jeep has been on its top more than once, and now the track crew has to try to figure out where the hole was so they can put the barrel back where it's supposed to be. They would eventually find it, and then Richard Kramer would come out to match up with Scotty Douglas. Richard just disqualified himself. Came across the hill in the wrong lane, and look at this, Scotty Douglas going the wrong way and bonsaiing the backside of a jump to finish off round number 1. So, it wasn't perfect, but we got a field of 8 going into the quarterfinal round as we look back at the wild ride that Leon Hostetter took in the chaotic racing entry. It's a lot more to come. We get into the quarterfinal round when we come back to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Stay with us.
This Back Channel Productions program is brought to you in part by Monsters Monthly. For up-to-date show, ticket info, and a wide selection of photo and video galleries, visit monstersmonthly.com. And by RPM Army, featuring action-packed content from around the web. Visit rpmarmy.com. Your source for motorsports on the go.
This tradition-rich event continuing here in 2020 in front of a packed house. The Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. These fans up here in Harrisburg, they love their tough trucks as Charlie Wagner, Midnight Madness 4x4, rolls out onto the track for a quarterfinal round matchup with Tanner Grove, one of the 4 Team Greene trucks in the field, one of 3 still left in the field. Was Corey Pappas unfortunately going out in round 1, but we knew we would lose one because he had to face off with Josh Johnson. Now you see a bracket there going into quarterfinal round action. Wagner and Grove. And then Gary Greene, who's never beaten Bill Woods. He may get the monkey off his back here. He'll take him on in the quarterfinal round. Then Matt Boyer, the wild man, takes on another Team Greene entry. That's Josh Johnson. And then 2 guys who got lost during their first round matchup, Devin Grove and Scotty Douglas. Let's hope that they can find their way home here in round number 2. Now the track is a little bit drier. It should be a lot quicker. Charles Wagner in the left lane will have the quick side the first run around against Tanner Grove, who will have the chicane the first time around. They're waiting on the countdown and then the green light. Pretty even on the throttle, but Grove off to a definitive advantage. Little bobble right there for Wagner, but he's on the quick side. He needs to make the most of it right now, and Grove gets locked up over there in the chicane. And Wagner gets a little crossed up, almost makes the same mistake that cost Richard Kramer a first-round victory. Tanner Grove trying to make some tracks right now. He's got to move. Oh, and down goes the barrel. That is the end of the road for Charles Wagner. Tanner Grove will move on into the semifinal round against the winner of our next matchup. This is as much a driver's course as it is a speed track. It is exactly what Wagner did not want to do. We talked to him earlier, and all these guys said that chicane was going to be pretty tight. I don't think they realized how tight it was going to be. It's a lot tighter than it was last year, and it's really changing the dynamic here from what we saw. Nobody is particularly fast on this course. You really have to think your way through there. It almost looks like your best bet is going to be to go real wide on the entry and then try to stay tight to the outside, which would be your right-hand side, your inside going around the corner. Now, Gary Greene trying to get his first victory over Bill Woods. Will it happen here in Harrisburg? A lot of these races seem to be won and lost right here, and Greene doing a nice job executing the chicane. Bill Woods with the advantage right now, it would appear, but how will he get through the tight spot on the track? One of the best in the country does so very quickly. Gary Greene's going to have to lean on the throttle. They're together. Bill Woods edges him out. Gary Greene has still not beaten the senseless racing Jeep. And that's about as close as you can get. It's about as close as you can get without nailing door handles in the middle of the track. What a run here in the quarterfinal round. Bill Woods will go on to face Tanner Grove in the semis as Matt Boyer rolls to the line against another Team Green entry. That's Josh Johnson.
All right, looking for the green light.
Josh out of Lancaster, PA. Matt Boyer out of Palmyra, Pennsylvania. And Boyer is so fast out of the hole. He'll have the quick side first time around, and you know he will make the most of it. Over on the nose, Josh Johnson having a little problem. Gets through there cleanly, though. Now he's got to be quick. Matt Boyer, very, very fast through the chicane. Almost no hope right now for Johnson to make up that difference. And Matt Boyer heads across the finish line for a victory. He's been here before now, Matt Boyer, into the semifinal round. He has laid down some wild, wild passes over the years. Can he get out of the semis and into the championship? And then from there, can he move on to take a victory? As you see right now, Scotty Douglas rolling out of the tunnel in the black and red Jeep. He'll take on Devin Grove in the primerish spray paint something Jeep Cherokee Sport. Right there on the starting line in the left lane. Again, both these guys got lost on the track. I think Scotty Douglas put down the wildest run of the two as he bonsai'd the backside of one of the jumps. He does not want to do that again. He put a scare into some of our crew people over there in the corner. Looking pretty good through the chicane, though. He took it nice and easy. Didn't spend a lot of time there at all, and now Devin Grove is going to have... Oh, he goes completely in the wrong direction. He actually completely cut off one corner of the course there. He's way in the lead, but it's not going to matter. Scotty Douglas will move on to the semifinal round. Scotty coming across the line. I don't even think he knows that he's got the win right now, and we'll take him. Look at that. There's actually confusion going into the tunnel right now. Jeremiah Greasy lets Grove know, no, you did not get to the finish line first. You crossed it first, but that's not your win. The final four coming up when we come back to Harrisburg. back in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, getting set for the Final Four as Bill Woods rolls out onto the track in the senseless racing entry here in the semis. We take a look at the bracket. He will take on Tanner Grove, and Bill's got to be the favorite in that first matchup. Tanner Grove, he's been looking good, but he has not gotten cleanly through that chicane yet. He's had to back up every time he's gone through there. And then we have Matt Boyer and Scotty Douglas, who have both made clean runs, but Boyer has been a lot faster. So the potential for the final is probably Bill Woods versus Matt Boyer on paper, but we've seen this thing going completely the other direction. Anything can happen here in Harrisburg. That's why you run him in the dirt. Tanner Grove against Bill Woods. Bill out to an early, and it's all over. Grove gets into the barrel on the fast side of the track, so Woods will continue on. He does not know right now that Tanner is out of it. He'll know here in a second when he goes to go around the blue barrel, and he does now. He slows it down. There's nothing for him to round that corner. In fact, he probably will not finish this run, or he'll just roll over the finish line and preserve the truck. And he is pulling off the track. Tanner Grove, unfortunately, I think the pressure got to him there. One of the toughest tough truckers in the Keystone State is Bill Woods, one of the toughest in the country. Tanner Grove, a good driver, but not good enough here today in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That's something for him to shoot at next time he gets on the track with Bill Woods. And you see Scotty Douglas leaving a cloud of smoke as he rolled out of the tunnel on the left-hand side of your screen. He's taking on Matt Boyer. That Jeep right there, Matt, trying to get himself out of the semifinal round and on to the championship race finally. Maybe it'll happen for him this year. See if the pressure gets to him. He's facing off with Scotty Douglas, who has found what appears to be some consistency. Let's see if it hangs with him here on what hopefully will be his second clean run on this track.
Okay, here we go.
Waiting on Greene. Good start for both guys. Of course, Boyer with that clear-cut lead. He always comes off the line very, very quickly, and a nice tight turn does not get in the barrel at all. A little bit of trouble there for Scotty Douglas, but a good pass nonetheless. And again, it's consistent. You saw Scotty lifting the inside tires around the corner. He does so again. Matt Boyer pushing his way through the chicane. He is getting through there very, very quickly. Scotty Douglas not looking too bad, but Boyer already heading home. Matt Boyer on into the championship race. He will take on Bill Woods. Scotty Douglas will turn around and head back to the line to take on Tanner Grove, who's heading out of the tunnel right now. Matt Boyer heading back to get ready for the championship race. That is going to be an awesome, awesome run, I'm sure, as we see how they got down to that point. Bill Woods taking out Gary Greene in the quarterfinal round. We want to take on another Team Greene member. That was Tanner Grove, who's out on the track right now. Matt Boyer taking out Team Greene member Josh Johnson. I'll refrain from saying this bracket has been a Greene party up to this point. Boyer just took out Scotty Douglas, and now he finds himself in a championship race with Bill Woods. On the line right now, your third place race, Tanner Grove against Scotty Douglas. Both of these guys have had their struggles and problems immediately for Scotty Douglas. He stalls in the corner. Tanner Grove just needs to try to make a clean run through this chicane. Look at them both lifting the inside tire. Grove again gets bound up over there. Scotty Douglas making up the ground. This can end up being very, very close at the end.
Look out!
They're together in the final corner. Almost getting into each other. May have traded a little paint there, but Scotty Douglas, after all the problems he had in round one, will take third place at a show one here in Harrisburg. And our championship race now moving out onto the floor. We're going to take a quick look back at the run we just saw. Here it is from the ISO on Scotty Douglas. Watch how close these guys got in that final corner. They still didn't touch. I don't think they actually got into each other, but they were very close. Had to be less than a couple inches there. Another look at it. The ISO on Tanner Grove. tell you what, he would have made a tighter corner, but when he got on the brakes, the right rear tire lifted up off the ground, and that was all she wrote. Scotty Douglas gets third place, the victory there. Bill Woods getting the crowd's applause. The KG veteran, about 2 decades of experience at the wheel of a tough truck, he takes on the very, very aggressive Matt Boyer out of Palmyra, Pennsylvania, Delta, Pennsylvania, with the police lights. Boyer with the lead, and he's going to need it because he's on the slow side of the track. He's got to make the most of it as Bill Woods hammers down on the fast side. That is the worst that Matt Boyer has gone through there, and he can ill afford it because Bill Woods has been so smooth on this afternoon in Harrisburg. How will he get through there? A little slow, but he's clean and he's away. Bill Woods rounding the final corner. Short of a catastrophe, Bill Woods will win Show 1 of the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania Tuff Truck Championship for 2020. A very, very solid run for that man with the police lights atop the senseless racing entry. One more event, by the way, to go for that truck from what we're hearing. You see how badly that thing's bent? It's a good way to take a truck out of competition. Bill Woods, hammer down, get the win here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. What an afternoon for that Jeep Cherokee Sport. Crowd favorite every time he rolls into the building. He got a huge applause the first time that truck rolled in here this afternoon. And you can see how quick he was. We'll watch him all the way around. Very tight to the barrel. Takes a lot of chances, but he's consistent. He knows this truck. I think this thing has, 18, 19 years on it. And you see what I'm talking about. He goes a little wide and cuts back toward that inside barrel. That allows him to kind of straighten up and go almost straight through that chicane rather than having to stop and make 2 turns. And that's how he's been executing that all afternoon long.
Wow. I'm here with Bill Woods, the winner of the Tuff Truck Challenge today in the first show. Holy cow, were you on a rail today, man. We've known each other for a couple minutes. We might have raced once or twice. It's some,
exchanged paint a little bit over the years.
No, exchanged paint. One of them pictures popped up not long ago
Yes,
of me and you. Actually, you hitting me, I think, is what it was. I'm not sure how it went.
You were hitting my tail light.
Yeah.
That meant I was in front of you. That's all.
That's a good point. Anyways, holy cow, man. There's some really good runs you put down there today.
Thank
You got this thing dialed in pretty good, man.
It's working pretty good. I've been in it a lot of years. This truck's got about 18 years of tough truck racing in it. And it's about ready to retire. This is kind of its swan song, but I think it's got one more race in it.
Why would you want to retire it? It's a winning truck for like 18 years.
It's about bent in half. Have you seen it? The rear bumper's just about touching the ground, but I think it's got one more race in it.
All right, one more today.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
And hopefully we'll see you after the second show.
Yeah. I hope that we do this again.
All right, man. You have a great day, Bill.
Thanks.
There's been a little buzz over the last couple years about Tim Howard maybe getting back into a tough truck. I know we'd certainly like to see that. We appreciate you joining us for this edition from the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex. Monster Truck Racing coming at you next time right here from Harrisburg. Thanks for joining us. We will see you then.